What's going on, Coy Pond? Welcome back to the 40th episode. As always, I am joined by my esteemed guest and co-host, Mr. K-Dog, who has brought something with him today. 40. Oh, we made it to 40. I don't know what I expected. That wasn't it at all.
I had these grandiose plans. You have no idea. In the last week, I tried to get coffee cups made that had the logo and 40 on it.
God.
I tried to get a couple hats made. I went to like 4 different places this week, and nobody had any ability to do anything within like that amount of time.
Oh, that makes sense.
So here it is. Coy Pond colors.
It's special enough for me.
And it's homemade.
Hey,
so,
you went above and beyond. You
There
gotta
you
put
go.
it back behind the Cowboys for
we
now.
gotta put it there for the
For
episode. Right?
For the episode.
Yeah.
But
40 calls.
we've made it 40. How about that? Hope you all have had a great week. First week of preseason happened. We got less than a month, I think, until the first week of football. When you guys
True.
are seeing this, I think it's literally going to be 4 weeks until the season starts, which is amazing.
Thank God.
It sucks so much watching preseason football because it doesn't matter, and none of these players you'll probably see much of again. So
it's
then
really bad.
It's bad. I think every year we're reminded how bad preseason football is because we're all so hungry for the real shit that we think this will satisfy it, but I don't care for it.
It's not even a nibble. It's
No.
not an appetizer.
No matter how good something was that happened in a game, you can't give it any sort of value because it's preseason. And if it was really, really bad, you can't give it any value because it's preseason.
Right.
Defenses aren't trying. It's all basic
No.
defenses. Offenses are probably doing their own thing that's more working on that player's set of skills more than anything, I'd assume, if any. So it just ends up being like no one can really use it as legit information. You can't use it as more than just saying, well, he looks like he's really coming to form.
Yeah.
And even that, it's only for quarterbacks.
It's almost like the Pro Bowl. When the Pro Bowl was, there was still tackling and all that stuff, and before flag and all. But it's more like the Pro Bowl because there's just not a lot. I mean, there's people playing for their lives, but most of them are like just people that probably aren't going to make it mostly anyway.
And hats off to the guys that do have great weeks. We're going to talk about a few of them, and in the episode today, we're kind of just going over preseason in general. There's been plenty of news here and there, but we're warming up our regular season. It's preseason for us too.
It is.
We got to warm it up and get it in full form so that it come normal at our regular NFL season. You guys are ready for our picks, our opinions, and anything, everything in between.
We're never going to go, like 1.5. We're going to go full bore all the time.
No, not all the time. We got to do what we can here and there and just work it as we can.
That's right.
But that being said, you good if we just go ahead and jump right into it?
Let's launch.
Caleb Williams and Jayden Daniels. Let's start there. It is, if you're a Bears fan, specifically, and even, I guess, a Commanders fan, Redskins, whatever you identify as, it's hard not to be excited if I'm one of these teams.
It is.
Both of them got revamped kind of similarly. Offensively, on both teams, they on paper, they're a lot better based on who they picked up. And you see Caleb Williams and Jayden Daniels head out there, and it'd be hard not to overreact to it.
I agree.
Caleb Williams had a really good outing, even if you compare him to the other quarterbacks. Given frankly, almost all of them had, rookie quarterback-wise, had a really good opening week, I guess might be the best way to say it. I'd be pumped if I'm a Bears fan. I'd be pumped if I'm a Commanders fan. They both had great throws. Caleb Williams made an incredible throw in between two defenders. I don't remember who it was. It probably won't matter. But, great throw. And, like I said, it's hard to give him too much value because it's preseason.
Right.
You don't know if that's, corner and safety 4 and 5. But regardless, to be able to make that throw, looked good. It looked comfortable.
And you can sure rate them relative to one another, right?
Yes.
So even though it's not regular season, you can take a look at Caleb Williams and you can look at Trey Lance and everybody else that playing, and you can relatively judge them, right?
No doubt.
Because they're all kind of playing vanilla defenses, like you said. The offenses aren't really showing anything, just the basics. And so certainly, what do you get? You get judgment, you get decision making. Those things are on display.
Yes.
And right now, if you're struggling with fundamentals, a quarterback is struggling with fundamentals throwing a ball, that's trouble.
Right.
But good decision making, fundamentals in terms of throwing and footwork and all those kind of things. Caleb Williams, to your point, and Jayden Daniels, they were both.
They showed glimpses.
Top.
And, you know, you don't. Given, you know, it's not like they threw for 300 yards on 50 attempts. I'm not saying they're going to be number 1 and 2 in football. Fucking calm down.
Right.
I'm just saying, as if you're a fan of either team, that's a great look, even if it's, you know, under 10 attempts.
That's right. The Bears won, 33 to 7 or something like
something
that.
like that.
And it just reminds me, the excitement, that's great. It's wonderful.
You need that.
What I've always kind of noticed is take the preseason standings and flip them, and it's more like how the regular season will be. But you know, good on them for getting some momentum going, trying to build that. I mean,
whatever makes you feel good.
Exactly.
And you know, it's preseason, but you know, there's guys that were on that team that were fighting for those positions. So regardless, if you're a Bears fan or Commanders, can't be mad. You really can't.
And it's almost kind of like Matt Eberflus. I mean, I don't know if you looked at him this season versus what he looked like last year.
Is he a complete 180?
The dude doesn't even look like the same person.
Wow.
So
I'll definitely have to put those up. But.
Yeah, I don't know if he did that. It's kind of show the Bears going to be like, totally
He's reinvented.
Different. But it's impressive.
Okay.
The guy doesn't even look the same. He looks like a Hollywood celebrity now.
Maybe that's why I didn't recognize him. So, also, it's fucking impossible to find preseason games live. If you're not in the region, it's only NFL Network and NFL Plus, I think.
Yep.
So again,
if they happen to have that,
all of this is me personally. I don't know how he watched any of them, but YouTube highlights, NFL articles, like this shit. I forgot how hard it is to find it. It's so inaccessible, but it makes sense why they wouldn't break their backs just to show this either.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a weird spot.
You know, and I don't want to bring up a stock that I recommended long ago that went to basically $1.50. But Fubo.
Oh shit! Let me get out of frame for this.
Stop it, man. But they do broadcast preseason games.
That's funny.
So you can go out to Fubo and get a subscription. I think it's $1.50 now. You see, and you can watch the preseason games.
I honestly thought that stock would do better, but that's neither here nor there. We won't get into that.
So there you go. There's a suggestion.
Yeah. So you got Caleb Williams, Jayden Daniels. The real, you know, RIP, you know, a moment of silence for his career this season. J.J. McCarthy is out for the season.
Crazy.
That sucks. I was going to lead into, you know, J.J. McCarthy had about the first drive I would kind of expect. He threw that interception. It looked like he was getting into form. You saw some good throws, some power from him. Through the interception, it's like, okay, that's on par. Next drive comes out, looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Amazing might be too strong, but looks pretty good. Then find out later that I guess his leg might have not felt so good, and now he's going to get the long-term surgery, which I think is the repairing the meniscus opposed to fully taking it out, which long-term is better, and obviously as a rookie, that's probably what you want to do.
Yeah.
But it's going to be out for a year, which everyone seems surprised. I felt surprised. I don't know jack shit about a meniscus, and I'm not going to pretend to. But it's crazy, just like that.
Look at how the fortunes change, right?
And
I mean, he looked sharp. He did. I mean, like you said, that first thing, butterflies, bats, whatever you want to call it, comes back out. Good decision making.
Yes.
Good progression. All that kind of stuff. And now they're looking at Sam Darnold for the whole year.
And you know, we expected him week 1, maybe. I wouldn't like to assume who should start and who wouldn't want to start. But week 1, from everything we saw, it was probably going to be Sam Darnold regardless. J.J. McCarthy, I think there were some worries coming out of the draft about some of his decision-making or some more mentality to it than physicality that now, you know, he'll be watching from the sideline. Regardless, that's neither here nor there. You're going to have Sam Darnold, no Addison. Addison got carted off today. We don't know how that went. That literally happened not even 3 hours before we're recording this. We'll figure out if he's out for weeks or if he's out for a week.
Yep.
Who knows? And then they just got another wide receiver hurt as we were going live. I don't remember his name or his importance, to be completely honest. But, you know, being down 2 wide receivers and a quarterback kind of in the same day, not saying they're all going to be out for the season.
Yeah.
But Addison's a big name. J.J. McCarthy's a big name. Sam Darnold's now your number 1, without a doubt. Right. You're not going to put in...
no doubt.
I can't remember. Mullins and Hall, maybe?
Yeah, the guy that was with the Niners.
Yeah. But
Nick Mullins.
Yes, I think that's his name.
You know, I was telling Colin as we were coming on the air, it's like, you think back to Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell.
The coach for the Vikings, and if you remember draft night, because the Vikings had a great whole draft, and especially that first night where they got J.J McCarthy, moved around a little bit, then came back up in, I think, the middle to the top 2/3 of the draft.
Something like that. I can't remember.
I think it was Dallas Turner, the pass rusher. Mm-hmm. So, and if you remember the coach's face, he was just like,
he's in Neverland.
And I mean, look at how fast this crap changes. Yeah. I mean, you haven't even been able to do anything with him yet. It's got to be there. So frustrating.
I mean, I can't imagine what they did to upset the football gods, but it's not good. They're getting punished right now. And
we have a theory on that. Maybe it has to do with the food.
No, the vegan gods are not powerful.
No
pig.
Of the vegan meats.
No pig, no beef, no football. Oh my god.
Too soon? Is it too soon?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's too stupid, that's what it is. I mean, every season it feels like some team gets cursed, and sadly Vikings.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Correlation, no causation, maybe. We'll see how the rest of this goes.
And it's just an opinion.
Yeah, it's just an opinion.
Just saying.
So yeah, that sucks.
Wow.
I hate to see that for the Vikings fans.
I do. I really do.
If every rookie quarterback to do amazing, that would be the best NFL.
That would be the best. We'd love to see it, right?
And Sam Darnold is now, overall, he's 21-35 going into his 12th season. Seventh season, I think, is the right number. I'll have the asterisks up. I getting all my numbers mixed up. But, now he's started for shit teams, I will say. If we can sidetrack into that. Sam Darnold has never had a goddamn chance to be good.
No.
I'm not dogging him because he's not had a chance, and I'm happy this might be more of an opportunity for him. Out of the three, I'd say it's the best one he's been on.
Yeah.
Jets, Panthers now here, given he was a backup for the 49ers, but I don't think he played more than half a game maybe last season, maybe one of the last games. I don't think he's bad. Well, no. Maybe with a half-decent team around him, he'll have a shot at it.
Yeah.
But it's Sam Darnold now. Your rookie's out for a year and can't physically keep up. It's going to be more a mental thing, which could, in the end, help, but probably won't be as helpful as if he was fully healthy.
Yeah.
So
gonna probably be maybe some trading. We'll see what happens.
It'll be interesting. You'd assume they're picking up another quarterback.
Gotta be.
But
so who?
Yeah. Why? When?
Yeah.
Regardless.
Well.
On to...
We'll talk about Sam Howell.
And Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Might as well. I'll let you take this one away.
Yeah, so, again, there had been some belief that Sam Howell would actually... Remember, he was with the Commanders previously.
Yes. And I liked him on the Commanders.
I did too.
He did well.
He was tough.
Mm-hmm.
But then he would push Geno Smith for Seattle's starting job. But, again, if you look at Howell played extensively in the first preseason game, he was 16 of 27 for 130 yards, which works out to an uninspiring 1.5 yards per attempt.
4.8.
Actually 4.8, but my bad.
Oh, no, I see where you got the numbers confused.
But
that's on me.
And it says here, notorious sack magnet. So,
if you have 2 sacks in that game alone and it's preseason, again, you're not going up against the best probably.
And again, Geno Smith has a lot more talent than he gets credit for usually most of the time.
Now, one thing to note, though, now that I'm thinking about this, that was the Seahawks, obviously.
Yeah.
Geno Smith and them haven't moved.
Yeah.
That's kind of like to hear that coming from the Chargers who played him in the preseason. Given Easton's stick looked pretty bad. We'll get into that. But that isn't, it's tough to think that if Sam Howell was going to be the great challenger to Geno Smith, this is what they served up.
Yeah. Not gonna happen.
Probably gonna stay back up.
Not gonna happen.
I think the West Virginia great's gonna keep riding that team to the end.
Yeah. The only way that he does get in is if Geno Smith struggles or injury or something like that.
As of late, that man has been putting on a clinic.
Yeah.
More than a lot of people expected him to.
So you got a coaching change there too.
He was from West Virginia.
Was he? Good job.
Thank you.
Good remembering. And so they've got a lot. They've got a lot of adjustment, a lot of getting used to new things there.
And that new head coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Whoever he is. He'll be fine. Go into some losers?
Let's go into some losers.
Out of the gate. Justin Fields. Not amazing.
Not amazing.
Not great.
So what was his problem in Chicago? Ball security.
Yeah.
And what did he do? He fumbled twice.
Yep.
2 snaps.
That's rough.
So, I don't know if they were lost fumbles or not.
I think he regained both of them.
Okay.
I think that's the stat I saw.
But still kind of not,
Not amazing.
Long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, right?
No,
you
don't.
Nervous.
You don't want to see that. And then, some of the things I saw were people saying that he was waiting too long to throw the ball. He's waiting for somebody to be open. Yeah. In the NFL, no one's open. You have to make them open.
Right.
And if he's having that problem now, given I don't think the Steelers wide receivers are exactly top tier wide receiving core. But by the time this video fucking comes out, don't you fucking crucify me, Ayuk might be on that team. We don't. Who knows? I really think he signs back with the 49ers. But at this point, I don't know.
Yeah.
You see so much both ways.
I don't. Side note here, since you brought that up, I don't understand the Niners not wanting to make the deal with the Browns.
Yes.
Amari Cooper, it's all because Ayuk didn't want to go to the Browns.
Yeah.
But Amari Cooper was dying to go to the Niners. Mm-hmm. And I think they were offering a second and a fourth-round pick?
There's been some stuff thrown around that I don't know the validity, but if it is true, that is nuts.
Yeah, that was a crazy draft compensation for that.
Does Brandon Ayuk have a clause in there that he gets to pick?
Maybe.
That has to be the case,
right?
It
has to be.
With John Lynch, is that GM for the 49ers?
Yep.
You're not going to be like, oh yeah, we'll take whoever the Steelers can give us or whatever pick they can give us.
Yep.
It's just a bizarre situation, that. So, short story long, Justin Fields did not have the best outing. They still have Russell Wilson, and you would expect, historically, he's a pretty good passer. Justin Fields has got to be able to learn a thing or two from Russell Wilson, especially if they're starting Justin Fields or playing him a good amount at during the Steelers game. But things are going to have to change.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that, the Steelers made out with like bandits with both these quarterbacks, no doubt. The options they'll be able to do with the, almost like a Taysom Hill, Drew Brees setup.
Right.
Will definitely be used, I think.
Could be interesting, right?
You would expect he might get a couple running plays. He still can rush the ball.
Right.
He could fumble the ball just as likely. But not a great outing from Justin Fields.
No,
for
not
the
at
first
all.
preseason week, by any standards, really.
Yeah. Not... Yeah, it's...
Unfortunate.
Just, yeah. We thought it was going to be a competition there.
Yes.
Clearly, again,
doesn't feel
Russell
like
Wilson is
gonna
fully in the lead.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going to be much of a problem.
They would not be starting him otherwise. So,
no.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially after that week. Yeah. I'm just leaving it at that.
Okay.
More losers?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about veteran backup quarterbacks.
Good Lord.
And there's a lot of them.
There's a plethora. I'll just start from my own watching. Easton Stick, as a Chargers fan, I liked him a lot back when it was thought that there was a possibility that he was going to be the replacement for Rivers, because he was drafted before Herbert was. And, I mean, you look at him now, and it's just night and day difference between him and Herbert. And it sucks, given there's it's preseason. You're not used to any wide receivers really being out there.
Right.
But it's just abysmal.
Oh.
I don't have the stats off the top of my head, but, I mean, it was just like, I heard Brendan Rice was actually getting open quite a bit.
Really?
And it just ball couldn't get there.
You're kidding.
It was, from everything I heard, it was fully Easton Stick, and it was just, there's a gap. There's a huge gap between 1 and 2.
Ugh.
So, shame there. But, was it Luis Perez? The guy from the UFL the Chargers got.
Oh, really? He came in after Stick?
He came in after or before, maybe. I think Stick played a majority.
Okay.
But Perez looked really, really good.
Huh.
And he's a San Diego native.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So a lot of people were really pleased with how he did. Especially coming from the UFL, you don't really know what you're going to get.
Yeah, it's fun when you get that backup quarterback that does show something.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly how Tony Romo found his way on the field.
That's
because
funny.
At the time, the Cowboys, I think it might have been after Drew Bledsoe, and they were trying to figure out what was next and all that, and maybe Vinny Testaverde was there around that time. And then Romo in the preseason just started showing this spark that you didn't see the team have that spark without him.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of fun to see the guy that comes out of nowhere like that.
Right.
Oh, especially with everything so mediocre in that middle,
So Easton Stick was 5 for 13 for 31 yards and an interception. Luis Perez from the UFL was 5 for 12 for 61 yards.
Okay.
So he had
a spark.
He had a little bit of a spark there.
Yeah.
Given
Love it.
If there's not an interception there, I'd say that's a win in preseason.
That's good stuff.
So there's the official stats.
Yeah.
I heard mostly from Chargers fan accounts that Stick was not impressive. Perez looked pretty good.
Yeah.
All things considered.
So might as well hit my team then too.
Yeah.
Trey Lance played the bulk of the game, trying to see what they've got, if they have anything. So Cooper Rush plays, I think, maybe the first series, something like that, threw maybe 2 balls.
You want to keep that man safe.
One was, yeah, exactly. One was like a dime down the left side of the left receiver.
Yeah.
About 50 yards, 40 yards, something like that. Just right on the money.
Beautiful.
And I think they go down and get a field goal. Fine.
Whatever.
Again, decision making.
Right.
He can't run around like an athletic god. He just doesn't have that. But the ability to make the quick decision, the reads, he has it. Trey Lance just didn't demonstrate it.
Yeah.
Trey Lance had some great scampers, got out of some situations where he should have been dead to rights, and picked up some tough first downs. But he just, missed people that were wide open, missed a touchdown throw to Noah Fant, and we'll see. I mean, we'll see if there's some progress this next week versus that. But it's interesting. I mean, you go back, the Niners gave up draft picks to move up to get the guy, then get rid of him to Dallas, and it's just like, what did they see? What's not there that they thought they had?
Well, yeah.
And the Cowboys, is it fool's gold, or is this going to turn into something?
And I can't remember what the picks were to give Trey Lance over to the Cowboys, or what the compensation. If it was,
I think it was 4th round pick Dallas gave.
That's what my guess was. But I don't know if you remember, Trey Lance was supposed to go like 4th or 5th quarterback, and he went 3rd.
Yeah.
Because the 49ers, like you said, traded up to get him and jumped everybody.
It's all something, right? So that decision making, is that something you just can't see? College ball level versus pro ball level. It doesn't show up at the combine, certainly, because
you're not getting rushed drills. Yeah.
So
interesting to think about why did the 49ers give him up so quick, and then with the Cowboys, why is he looking the way he is?
Yeah.
Because he is like his 3rd year.
I think so.
Second, third?
And that's a great point. It's not like he's a rookie.
No, he's not even Stetson Bennett, which we haven't touched on yet.
Exactly.
It's crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
It makes you think, what is it that, maybe we can't always see on the tape that they are, like, in practice noticing heavily.
Yeah. To your point, Stetson Bennett was on the other side.
Looked abysmal.
Threw 4 picks.
Poor guy.
They did not look very good. He did not look very good. Mike Zimmer's defense looked like it was kind of in rhythm there.
They're the one corner or defensive back on the Cowboys that looked real good.
Yeah.
From the draft.
Carson. Some Carson.
I'll have his name up here.
Yeah, Gary and Carson, I think.
But it looked good for the Cowboys.
Oh, it did. And then, but Stetson still takes him down for the game-winning drive somehow.
Yes, so it's so confusing.
There's something to be
coaching?
said. Yeah.
Is that Sean McVay maybe decided to put out?
If it's resiliency, that's something to talk about, because that means you got a player that can fight through the bad stuff and still pull it out in the end. That's a pretty strong quality to have in a quarterback, if he has it.
No, for sure. And he even had a comment on Twitter after the fact. He was, not how we drew it up, but it works, or something like that. And it was pretty funny. And hats off to him, because I think he's been in the league for a year, but I don't think he was around much last year. I think he was dealing with some personal issues of some sort. Mm-hmm. So, this isn't his rookie season, but to some extent it's kind of the first showing, I think, for him. I don't think there was a preseason last year with him, or if there was, he wasn't in the regular season much.
Probably that.
He might have played preseason, but then he dealt with himself during the regular season, maybe. I'll do some research and dig. However, in the preseason game this year, it looked like he had a sense of humor to him. Sucks it went as bad as it did.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Let's see. Taylor Heineke, want to hit on him?
Sure.
In Atlanta. So he came in relief for Penix. I don't know what Penix's stats looked like. Did you?
I think he did pretty well.
Okay. It doesn't say that he sucked.
No, I think he
must have been not the best, not the worst.
Yes, I think he was more on the side of, like, it's about what you'd expect from him in college. He looked good, but it wasn't, like, mind-blowing.
Taylor Heineke's the kind of guy that he will find it.
Yes.
I mean, he had great games with Washington. Mm-hmm. He could provide a spark. And odds are, again, some of these quarterbacks dropping. I mean, I could see somebody like Minnesota trading, a late-round draft pick, like a 7th or a 6th.
Oh, for Heineke?
To get Heineke?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, yeah. Penix, 9 for 16, 104 yards.
So that's solid.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's
compared to a
pretty
bunch of these other quarterbacks we saw.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I had Drake May.
Yeah.
We didn't touch on him much. I would say, Drake May set up a great screen, threw that ball, and that was about it in that game. I don't think he had many attempts. I think he handed the ball off a majority of the time. Joe Milton, however, I think had a couple bombs. I think he looked significantly better. And the Patriots are in that position where I'll have to look. I don't know who they're starting.
He's kind of like Jacoby Brissett.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
physically.
Right, Brissett's on the team. Never mind, they're starting Brissett.
Yeah, so he's kind of just hit me.
Bailey Zappi's there too.
Still there?
They have 4.
So there's nobody really great, but they've got some, maybe in the making, but some decent, solid. And again, Joe Milton. There's something about Tennessee quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Joe Milton III, Josh Dobbs. I think he had some good plays over the weekend.
Probably.
I can't even remember who he's with now.
He had some good plays over the regular season. He might be. Is it Cardinals now?
Yeah, maybe that's
Vikings.
Yeah,
he's around there somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the order was last year. I think he was on like 3 teams last year.
Yeah, he was. He'd start with the Browns, wasn't he?
Browns, Vikings, Cardinals.
I think that's right.
Some in that order.
Yeah. Yep.
But the Patriots got a slew of quarterbacks, and Milton went 4 for 6 with 54 yards. Drake May went 2 for 3 for 19, and one of those was like a solid 10 to 15 yard screen. Like, I don't know if that's just them wanting to keep him safe since he only had 3 passing attempts. Regardless, it's hard to judge someone on that.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of handing off the ball. I know when he was in the game. So
Dobbs is with the Niners now.
Okay, Whatever. I don't know how he moves around so silently and so well.
Who was the other guy we were trying to figure out? Oh, Garoppolo.
Oh yeah.
We thought he was with the Raiders.
He's with the Rams.
He's with the Rams.
Yeah,
which is interesting too.
Okay.
Some of these guys move around so freaking fast.
It's unfortunate, you'd think, but if they're signing the deal, so
most of them feel like they move around at like 1.5 times the speed of light or something.
Yeah, I would assume a minimum.
Yeah,
minimum.
Yep. Mike White, Miami.
Yeah,
subpar. Josh Johnson, Baltimore, subpar.
Fitzpatrick, get ready for your phone.
Yeah,
the backup's needed.
And Ryan Tannehill, he's out there.
Yeah,
available.
There's a few backup quarterbacks you'd expect wouldn't be too hesitant to be called and be like, yeah, why not?
Yeah,
but
you could see him competing in Minnesota, I think.
Yeah,
possibly.
Could. Maybe. I don't remember if there's any other quarterbacks that are not teams yet that could go to Minnesota. Because they have Darnold, but what?
Tommy played.
Tommy DeVito. Christ. Italians don't like that weather.
I saw him on the stat line. I was like, oh, he's still there.
I think they were cheering for him to get in, too. Really? I guess Giants fans still love him. Nothing to hate. But that was a crazy situation last year.
It's so bizarre.
I'll never understand that between Tyrod Taylor and him.
Yeah.
Because Daniel Jones was out.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, my God.
Let's see. You want to hit on that last one there?
Yeah. Raiders. They set soft deadlines for naming a starting quarterback. So it's between Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. That's an interesting battle.
Yeah, it is.
Given both played last year.
Yep.
Obviously, Minshew was on the Colts. Aiden O'Connell did pretty damn well for a quarterback that I don't know if he was undrafted.
Yeah.
If he was a backup, or if they signed him from something else. I don't know because he just was there.
When you throw a bunch of, maybe untalented quarterbacks together, are they going to press each other to be better?
Because it's the close race?
Probably not on a lot of these.
Mm-hmm.
But to your point, both of these guys have some good snaps between them, good performances between them. And there's enough right there that maybe they could make each other better.
They could. And the Raiders are a weird no man's land team where their defense looks really good.
Yeah.
Their offense, I don't know if they're going to pop. I mean, you have Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
You have 2 quarterbacks with a good amount of experience for having a first and second string between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
Zamir White, I think, is going to be their starting running back, who's expected to do well.
He's got wheels.
I think I saw that he's not the worst position for the Raiders.
No.
So offensively, you got 2 first round tight ends.
Good on them.
You would expect between that they can do some work.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just don't know how it's going to all come together and with who, because again, Aiden O'Connell's probably more of that coach's guy. Pierce?
Antonio Pierce?
Yeah. Is probably his guy, but Gardner Minshew, I mean, he looked good and just in general last year. So
yeah, he's got good experience. Is he the new Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, for all we know, they switch off. I guess that usually doesn't really happen.
Yeah,
But it'll be cool. I'm excited
to
see what happens.
Maybe they do a thing where they go with the hot hand each week, and one of them's playing well, the other one has a bad game, they go the other way.
Whoever can get it to Devontae Adams probably is going to get the job, because it sounds like he's become a real voice. We knew he'd be a voice on that team, but it sounds like he's becoming more of a
leader.
Yeah, it sounded like he told them, I don't want Jimmy Garoppolo initially, and that's why he left, or that was part of the reason. So I'd imagine he's going to be like, whoever gets him the ball is going to get pointed to start that week almost.
Yeah,
but
interesting.
I don't know. Who knows?
Let's see. One more that just dawned on me in Houston, where C.J. Stroud didn't play.
Yeah.
It was Dave Mills, who was actually pretty solid.
Yeah.
He's just been before C.J. Stroud got there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's nice to see him. It looked like he had a decent stat line. But yeah, Dave Mills. Well,
good on him.
Yep. There you go.
There it is. I think that wraps it up for this week. I don't have anything else to add unless you do.
Nothing. Episode 40.
Episode 40 in the books. We'll be back next week. 1 week closer to NFL football.
Woo!
This fucking terrible drought is almost over. Fantasy time, all that stuff,
Kick it into high gear and start next week.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. All of you have a great rest of your week and a great next week. Start to your next week. We will see you all next Thursday morning.
Thank you.
Peace.